Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today what I want to talk to the occult family about is don't be afraid of judgment. This is very important in life as well as dealing with magic and being an adept or a dynamic practitioner. One of the things that you cannot concern yourself with is people judging you because we have to understand judgment is usually based on lack of data and fear of what they cannot or choose not to understand. You must understand this, my students. Don't never be afraid of that. I can share this quick story with you. When I first really started putting a lot of this information forward, it was told to me by certain people from circles that I dealt with in the occult that no one's going to receive you because you're dealing with black magic. You're dealing with demons, so no one will ever receive you. Well, let me say this. One, that's not all I deal with. I deal with angels. I've dealt with dragons. I have even been protected by the Vodun. So that's not all that I deal with. And when I hear people make these statements, it's really coming from a religious mindset. And when something comes from a religious mindset, you're going to always make an assumption because you have this so called higher moral compass. This is why I don't worry about judgments, and nor should you. In the Bible, what does it say? Slaves, be obedient to your masters. And if you ever want to know about murder, read what the prophet Moses and Aaron did to the Midianites. Look at that. Now, people can say, well, you're a Luciferian, you're a Satanist, you're this, but yet if I have a woman, I don't cheat on that woman. I don't put my hands on that woman. I value her outside of the bedroom. I respect her spirit, her intelligence, and her femininity. Now, people coming from that religious mindset, they don't. Just like if you read the Quran dealing with the Hadith and the Prophet Muhammad, how old was Aisha when the Prophet Muhammad took her as his consort and his mate? I don't condone pedophilia, but you have some people in religious circles that do. I heard them being in Harlem, New York. I have heard this. Well, if she can have a period, then she should be able to have sex. That is insanity. And really, someone should put hands on you if you do something like that. This is why I don't worry about judgments because you can call me everything you want, but a lot of the behaviors that individuals who are religious or arrogant, the behaviors that they indulge in, for the witch and the magician, they may not indulge in that. I know I don't. And this whole white magic, black magic, that's from the Wiccan community. We don't deal with that in meat and potato sorcery. So you can keep that over there. And this is no aspersions being cast towards Gerald Gardner, who did a lot for the craft. But again, don't ever be worried about judgment. Don't be worried about that. One of the things that will handicap you magically is when people are always in your ear and you feel like you're doing something wrong. You're not doing something wrong. It's just the change hurts. Anyone that wants to become a visionary, visionaries are usually intellectually stoned. Anyone who's ever sought to be a visionary, this means that they don't want to be trapped in a societal or political box. And that will frighten people. So they will make judgments about you and about what you're doing. You cannot be worried about that. I've heard people when I was so-called working at a job and someone was talking about Santa Morte and didn't know what she was talking about. And I just listened and it's like, okay, yeah. And it's something that I learned on this path from one of my teachers who was a Ethiopian Orthodox priest. And he posed this question to me. He said, young brother, where is the greatest evil? And I said, I don't know. And he said, amongst the greatest good. See, people that profess to be good, they're not good. Someone that's good doesn't have to profess it. Just like I have a contention with people that say, "Oh, well, you gotta, you gotta let people know this is what you're about." And this, no, you don't. You show them. You demonstrate through your actions and your behavior. You don't have to go making some public service announcement. You don't have to do all that. And like I said, people oftentimes are worried about judgments, and here's why. They're worried about it because a lot of people, not only the mindset that religion has done, but also abandonment issues. And that's something that really needs to get tackled. Some people will conform to society and their family and their friends. Do you know how many people stay in toxic relationships just because they don't have the strength to leave? Because they're worried about the judgment with the other party. But I'm going to tell my family you did this, that, and the other. Okay, tell them. I don't have abandonment issues. So I'm not worried about your judgment, let alone the judgment of your family. It's certain things that your mentor does not worry about. And I want my students not to worry about that either, because here I want to give you the tools to be the best you that you can be. And being the best you can be means that you cannot be worried about someone's evaluation of you. No one can be you better than you. So when you're traveling on this excursion, I want you to just roll down your window and dump prejudgment. Don't worry about it. And when you're going on, do not be afraid. After prejudgment, don't be afraid of failure. Anyone who's ever been successful has failed more times than they have succeeded. This is a fact. So proceed on this path with courage, integrity, and don't worry about prejudgment, because we know where prejudgment comes from. And anyone hearing this message, if it resonates with you, you can reach out to me so I can help you on your journey. I don't worry about prejudgment, and I don't want you to worry about it either. So, with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Your water, my friend. Peace.